Okay, you guys, so we're going to install Confluence, Atlassian Confluence. Maybe you've heard of it. And we're going to do that on Ubuntu 18. All right, so I have set up here on my server. Okay, I've got Ubuntu 18. And I've got a lot of storage and a lot of RAM. I'm using Vultr, which is pretty good. They're really convenient. It's really to demonstrate this won't cost more than 25 cents or 50 cents, something like that. So now this is a completely fresh install. So let's just do this here. There are a lot of steps, so you're going to need to be patient. And you may have to pause the video from time to time. So when I enter some of these commands, I may pause just momentarily so that you could pause the video and copy them yourself, right? And you're going to need to get the downloader file, but I'm actually going to provide you a location to do that. Should make it a little easier. All right, so let's log into our server. Get my password, copy that. Okay, I'll kind of click here, then I'll paste it. All right. All right. So let's go through these steps. One of the first things we're going to need to do with Confluence, there's just a little bit of an issue with these fonts. Yeah, you can see there are a lot of steps. And I'm not going to do the sudo thing just yet. Okay. That's kind of strange. Okay. So now let's install MySQL Server. And you guys, I've actually only done this twice. So there may be a little hitch or a glitch, a little snafu, essentially a little problem here or there. And so we may have to stop and wait, and just to let you know, I don't claim to have this down completely pat. Now we need to make some changes to our configuration file. You can use that command and we could find, all right, here we go. Here are possible configuration files. Now I normally just change this one and it's sufficient. There's another thing. We can use this command and see what we have. So which one is it using? And these ones are blank. Okay, on my machine, these are actually blank. And so what we're going to do is we're going to edit the one that is authoritative, I guess you could say. All right, so we want to come down here and we come over here And we're going to copy all of these here. Okay, so you need to get all of these. We need to make some changes to MySQL's configuration. All right, so we're gonna save these. Don't follow. I have some miscellaneous notes in here. Not all of them I'm going to use. All right, so you know, don't just copy everything you see in here. Just copy what I do in the command line. All right. So we're going to restart MySQL. It's really weird. I don't know why it's taking so long on some of this stuff, but okay. So now we need to create our database that we're going to use for Confluence. Okay. So we'll go into MySQL, and we're going to use this first. We use this command. So if you need to, pause the movie or pause the video and type that in. And so we're calling our database Confluence. Confluence. I know it should be Confluence. I just feel like the stress should be on the second syllable. CFDB. All right. And I'm going to type this out because last time the quotation mark kind of created a problem. So when I copy and pasted okay. I'm just going to write that down. You know, I'm just going to write that down. Fake password, which I won't use again, whatever. Okay. So there's our user. We need to create our user on this database. Okay. Now we're going to grant all on that one. Okay. So if you need to, pause the movie. Of course, you can give it a different username. You can give it different password, but you need to remember these things, okay? You need to remember all these things because we're going to need to enter it into a user interface when we do this. Now, all this, don't go about this thing. It doesn't. Now, what we need to do, we have a fun kind of thing we're going to do. We need to download, exit MySQL, clear. We need to download the installer file. It's about 500 megabytes. And you know what, you guys? It's right over here. Okay? I put it up on a different website so I can just suck it down, pull it down with WebGet. And I've named it, you can see 591 megabytes. I've named it cf.bin. All right, so we could do this. Where are we? That's fine. That's fine. We'll do it right here. We'll do webget and cf.bin. It's in the cf folder. and I call it cfbin. So now we're going to have to wait for it. It's going pretty quickly there. Okay. We're at 6%. Now there is a way to pause QuickTime. This movie player I'm using, there's a way to pause it. I even have a video on it. But the problem is the functionality is so Mickey Mouse, right? Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. It's better not to attempt it. Yeah. So let's see here. After we download that, we're going to make it executable, and then we're going to start that thing up, right? This will make it executable, and this will start it. We'll install it. Okay, now when we install it, we need to look through, we're going to need to follow some of these instructions. Okay. So another thing to note, you guys, is I am, with this installation of Confluence, I'm going to try to use Gyrate to manage the users. I haven't done that before, but the basic deal should be about the same. On the other hand, maybe it won't, and all will be for naught. So there I am. I'm changing that. Now we can do this one. So we can start it. Now I'm going to pull this thing over just a little bit. This will install Confluence on your server. Okay, so this is an O, enter. All right. Okay, we wanted to use custom. Use a custom install. Okay, don't say, oh, I'll just do Express. No, don't do it that way. I'm going to hit 2 and enter. Express won't get you your database. At least I don't think it will. Don't do that. And so right here, you can see this is the default. And we'll just keep it that. So we just hit enter. Default location for data, yes. So we're just going to click enter, the enter key again. Enter. Okay. So now we're going to accept the default, but we still need to hit 1. We're going to hit 1, enter. Yes, Y, enter. Now it says start Confluence now. No, we don't want to do that because we still have more configurations. N. Okay, so now what we need to do, there are some special Java to MySQL adapters we need to install. All right, so now here, where are they and what are they? They're right over here. Okay, these two files, maybe we don't need both, but the bin, jar, and I just gonna, it won't hurt to put them both in there. So we need to download both of those. Now what we're going to need to do first is we need to get into this folder. Okay, we need to cd change into this directory. Okay, right there. Okay, we need to change into this directory. Okay, you can see what's in it, a bunch of these jar files, right? Okay, so we're going to do webget, and oh, no, we don't want that. What we'll do is this. We'll come over here, and I'll do this. All right. There's for the first one. Well, see what I'm doing? I think you do. Okay. All right, good. You're free to take those files off my server. I don't anticipate, ever dropping that. Oh. Okay. So you see what we did? Now we have those two database adapters in there. Because, yeah. So ignore all this stuff, all these other commands, right? I did different ways. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to start up Confluence. We want to start it up. Okay. Now what we need to do, come over here to our IP address, copy it. Okay. Then we come over and we go to port 8090. We want a production installation, and they will give us the license. Don't do the trial installation. You can take the product installation and then get the license key in the process. That's actually what you want to do. Skip these. Get an evaluation license? Yes. Now this is kind of weird. It comes all the way over here. Product, Confluence. No data center. You want Confluence server. Okay. Generate the license. Confirm that you want it on this IP address. Yes. Okay, so it will automatically put it in there for us. Terrific. We'll go next. Okay. I don't use the built-in, my own database, right? My own database. Because remember, we configured our database. We configured our MySQL database. So here, MySQL, simple, localhost, and MySQL, where is MySQL normally is on this port, right? Database CFDB. Username is main Confluence user. Password fake word. Now we'll test the connection. Okay, success. Come over here. Now it says we're setting up to take a little while. So this is taking just a little bit, and like I said before, I don't want to try to pause this media recorder. And I know I can use Premiere Pro, shorten it up, and I know about the video editing. I mean, I know something about using Premiere Pro. I can edit videos in Premiere Pro, but it's it won't take that long. You guys should have some patience. You know, I stopped smoking, and so I use these vape, these vaporizers or whatever. I mean, smoking tobacco. I don't do drugs myself, but well, come on, guys. So now what I'm going to try to do now, load content. You could make an example site. Yeah, why not? Now it's right now you have to configure user management. If you have Gyrate 4.3 or later, Confluence can use Gyrate for user management. This is not recommended for more than 500 users. Learn more about configuring Gyrate integration. So one thing you need to know is right now your Confluence, let's take a look at that, because I don't have configuring Gyrate integration in this. So right now we're set up, basically ready to go. But let's take a quick look at Gyrate here. Configuring Gyrate integration in the setup wizard. Well, I'm not already using a Gyrate application. So I don't have Gyrate set up. And I'm certainly not going to learn about it right this very moment. So, shucky darn. But it does say I can do it later. All right. Admin, Rob Stark, password. Just a minute. Okay, so it's doing its thing. And of course you can install an SSL certificate. So it's doing its thing here. All right, it says happy collaborating. So setup successful, happy collaborating, that's fine. But what I really want to do is have all my users managed through Gyrate. Because where I'm working right now, they do that. Let's skip the tutorial. At any rate, okay, we're ready. Now, one thing, okay. So at any rate, guys, again, I understand that when we set these things up, configurations are half the battle. And it's no wonder why people get ticked off when perhaps they could have created a script to make this a little easier. So I can't say I'm not thrilled with the way the setup process goes in this, but here we are.